So here we are today. This is day one of the hemp oil that we are going to be administering to my mother, Marge. Marge is 95 years old. She suffers from a number of ailments. She has congestive heart failure. She has arthritis pretty severely in her neck, lower back, and she has recently contracted a cyst behind her left knee, which has created quite an issue with her ability to walk, and it has flared up and caused quite a bit of swelling in the knee joint. So these are some of the things that we'd like to hopefully take care of. Certainly the arthritis, her being able to walk better, and certainly the swelling and inflammation that she's experiencing in her left knee. She's also been complaining recently of being very tired, just not having a lot of energy. Mind you, she's 95. Most 95-year-olds aren't running marathons, but she's noticed quite a bit of slowdown in recent weeks here. So we're hoping that by taking the hemp oil twice a day as directed, that we can see some improvements. So this is kind of the beginning of the journey in what we might be able to help to give her some improvement in her quality of life, and take away some of the pains and aches that she's experiencing, to give her some more mobility so that she can get around without too much trouble. She's got some deficiencies in her folic acid. There's some other things that she's got going on that perhaps the wonderment of this great oil will certainly help in those, and we'll track that as we go through her regular doctor visits, as well as blood work that we plan to have along this journey to track the progress. Mom, you want to say anything about how you're feeling? I've kind of given a kind of an overview, maybe from your words, how that you're currently feeling and what you're hoping that you might be able to achieve from this.
Well, I would like to achieve that I'm not sleepy all the time. I want to sleep, and like you have already said, I'm tired and I don't want to move, and I have to use a scooter. I can't walk because my legs are so sore. So and my back hurts if I walk. So I have to ride a scooter. So that's how I feel.
Okay, all right. Tell me a little bit about how your first dose experience was with the taste.
Well, it burnt a little bit stung my tongue, but it tasted orange, but then it changed from orange to another taste.
It wasn't so pleasant.
No.
So it wasn't the greatest. So
No, it
I
wasn't.
told her, I said, no pain, no gain, as they
That's
say, right,
true.
in the book. So if it's something that really is going to improve her health and make her feel better, it's a small price to pay for that improvement.
Very true. Very true.
So this is coming from a woman who's never done drugs in her life. Marijuana is something she's never even thought of or ever dreamt of doing. And certainly, as we all know, this is not marijuana. It's certainly a derivative of marijuana. It's the oil from that. But nonetheless, so this is my mother's first attempt doing drugs at 95. So it's kind of funny. But anyway,
It's funny.
this is day one. We'll be back in a few days to kind of give an update and let you know how the progress is going. So here we are, day three. I want to let you guys know how we're getting along so far with our nano-enhanced hemp oil. Mom has taken so far 5 doses, and it's been rather interesting, rather miraculous, actually, on the improvements that she has seen in just such a short amount of time. It's pretty amazing, actually. I mentioned some of the ailments that she had in our last video. but there's quite a few other little things that I failed to mention that I want to talk about today that she has gotten some great improvement over in those last few days. One of the biggest improvements that has really affected her are her knees. As I'd indicated earlier, she had been diagnosed a couple weeks ago with a cyst, kind of a synovial cyst, a fluid-filled cyst in her behind her left knee, which was creating quite a bit of pain and swelling in the joints that was preventing her from being able to walk. And she'd been rather, chair-ridden and not being able to really get up and move around easily at all. Since that time, in the last 5 doses, 3 days, that has completely gone away. The knee is, the swelling has gone down in the knee, and she is now able to walk pain-free. Her back issues with her arthritis, she is noticing an improvement in the amount of the distance that she can now walk before it starts to bother her. It's not completely gone away, but it certainly is improving as a result. The tiredness and her wanting to sleep. Now, mind you, she would sleep on average of 15 to 18 hours a day. I kid you not. And she would be up for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and then she would go back to sleep. This was her sleeping pattern, and it has been for quite some time, and has been getting progressively worse, believe it or not. So she was pretty much nocturnal. She'd get up in the middle of the night, be up for a couple of hours, and then she would be asleep for the remainder of the day into the next evening. That has gone away. She is now up at, what time was it you were up this morning?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock this morning, and she actually got up, got dressed, got around, went and had breakfast downstairs in the dining room, and came back to her room. Took a little nap, I think, if I recall, but has been up ever since, and they're experiencing, no sleepiness like she has been in the past. The other area that I did not mention the other day that has been an improvement are your joints. We talked about the knee joints, but she's got arthritis in a couple of fingers that were preventing her from being able to fully extend a couple of the digits. Again, miraculously, both of those joints are now kind of pain-free, if you will, and she can now articulate her hand fully without having any, assistance or aid to pop the joint open. So this definitely has reduced the joint swelling, which is certainly a characteristic that this oil does have. And so it's doing its job just after 5 doses. That's it, 3 days, 5 doses. Absolutely amazing. Mom, so tell us kind of in your words, how are you feeling? How are things going?
I feel great. Now I can walk with my walker all over, and I have a long halls that I have to walk down to the elevator and to meals. But I'm doing it with my walker now with no problem with my legs. They are pain-free, and I'm able to walk again. So I'm so impressed with this stuff, and I just, it's a miracle, and I'm so glad that you got us onto it.
So, mind you, it's not the tastiest stuff, and she will certainly testify to that. The orange oil that's in it goes away very quickly, but the benefits that this has is well worth the bitterness that it has temporarily. Once you do swallow it, it's a far cry from what she has been experiencing up until now.
Yeah.
So I think she has every intention to continue treatment with this. We did go to the doctor yesterday, to her hematologist, for the first time in, I'm going to say, a year. Her hemoglobin is now over 10. It's been running in the 9s, the 8s, and the 7s with her anemia that she has. Yesterday it was a 10.4, so it is now on an upward trend. So we'll do some more blood work in the next month or two here and see how that continues to improve. But it's pretty amazing, which I know that that is certainly contributing to the her feeling better, not being as tired as she was with her being anemic.
It has been wonderful to be able to walk with my walker. I was having to use my scooter, and then of course that made my legs worse because they weren't getting any exercise. And now that I'm taking this and I'm walking with my walker, it's a miracle.
It is.
I mean,
it really is.
I just can't express it enough.
So it has definitely improved the quality of life now that she is able to get up and move around and do more. So we're excited to see how this journey continues over the coming weeks and months ahead.
Yeah.
And we'll certainly keep everybody posted with that progress. So
Yes.
again, thank you. We'll see you in a few days and give you an update down the road. So to give you a little bit of an update then, so we're on about 1 week in. So Mom's been taking the prescribed dose. She's been doing 3 pumps in the morning and 3 pumps in the evening as prescribed. And like she says, there's the testimony. It has been truly amazing. She was sleeping about 17 hours a day. She's lost about 20 pounds as a result because she wasn't eating, she wasn't hungry. She was in a lot of pain when she'd wake up. She just didn't want to do anything. She pretty much was in her chair that entire time. And when she would get up and force herself to go get something to eat when she was hungry, she'd have to do so using her scooter that we had for her. She was not able to walk any great distance. As I indicated earlier in a previous video, she had a cyst in her behind her left knee that was creating quite a significant amount of pain and swelling. It has since alleviated. It's gone. She's not experiencing any pain in her knees any longer. And like she said today, the back that was a real problem for her. Earlier she said, "I don't think it's working. My back still hurts, And then when I saw her today, when I came over, she said, "You know what? By the way, my back hasn't hurt. I haven't felt my back at all today. And I've been up all day walking around." So, in fact, it is helping her.
And it's working.
And it is.
Definitely working.
Now, we don't prescribe this as being a miracle drug that is curing arthritis and curing these things. But let me tell you what it is doing. It is giving her back a quality of life that she was losing, and losing very rapidly. She's now able to get up, get around, walk on her own without the need of a scooter. She's with her walker. She's even indicated that, she feels that she could probably even walk with a cane. Her balance is better. She's just feeling a whole lot better than she was. So it has definitely improved that immensely. Not to mention, she's not sleeping 17 hours a day. She's going to bed at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and she's sleeping all the way through the evening. She's not being woken up numerous times a night with restless leg syndrome. So she's not having the cramps and that she was experiencing before. So she's able to get a full night's rest, without being interrupted. So she's waking up at, early in the morning and getting up, and sometimes she's been going down at 7 a.m. to breakfast. My mother has not gotten up at 7 a.m. in years, but she is now. So this truly has changed her life.
My life.
Absolutely. So yes, we would recommend it to anyone out there. Now, mind you, she's only about 1 week in. So we'll continue to track this journey in the coming weeks and months and let everyone know how it is continuing to provide her that quality of life that she had given up
Yeah.
for
I
so
did.
long that now she's regained. So yes,
Yeah.
Vera, thank you so much for turning us on to this. It is truly amazing. It has been so helpful. I have been kind of doing my own testimony and testifying, of it to others that have ailments as well that are now starting to consider it and are interested in wanting to try it. So, we're getting the word out. It's a good thing. It's not a secret you want to keep. It's definitely something you want to share.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see you here soon with some updates, like we said, in the coming weeks. Thanks again.
Thank you, Vera.